The 2022 Ford Bronco Sport is one of the better compact crossovers for mixing urban living and outdoorsy weekend adventures. Styled like a baby version of the full-size Ford Bronco itself is a retro rendition of classic Broncos, the smaller Sport attracts attention. Its truck-like shape pays dividends inside where headroom and cargo space are generous. While the cabin is marred by some unattractive materials, and its back seat isn't very big, the incorporation of useful features such as hidden storage compartments and a slide-out workbench are unique touches. The Bronco Sport looks like an SUV, with retro flair and on-point details. Its eyelet LED headlights frame a big Bronco name that sprawls across the nose in a blocky grille. Heavy cladding protects the corners and extends down the flanks, while the hood bulges and peaks at the corners to help assess the obstacles that may lay ahead. The angular roofline decks itself out with standard roof rails. In back, flip-up glass opens separately from the split tailgate. It's all old school, it's all good. The 2022 Ford Bronco Sport comes in 4 trims: Base, Big Bend, Outer Banks, and Badlands. Though the base model comes reasonably well equipped for a small crossover, buyers should look to the Big Bend model as their prime target here. It doesn't cost much more than the base trim, and while it only adds a couple of additional standard features, it offers a lot of stuff you can't get in the base model. The Bronco Sport feels relatively stable around sharp turns, its steering is quick, and the brakes provide strong stopping power. The suspension sops up larger bumps and dips, though smaller irregularities in the pavement can jostle the SUV around a little. The Bronco Sport rides on the same platform that underpins the compact Escape crossover, and every model has all-wheel drive. A 181 HP, turbocharged 1.5-liter 3-cylinder is the base engine, but a 245 HP turbo 2.0-liter 4-cylinder is also available. Both pair with an 8-speed automatic transmission, but the more powerful engine brings steering wheel-mounted paddle shifters and upgraded cooling components. The Bronco Sport can also tow between 2,000 and 2,200 pounds. The top-tier Badlands trim level packs an assortment of exclusive equipment, including a twin-clutch rear drive unit with a differential lock. It also has all-terrain tires mounted on 17-inch wheels, a 1.0-inch suspension lift for added ground clearance, and stouter shock absorbers. We've driven a Bronco Sport Badlands and noted its hefty steering and firm ride that made it feel truck-like, but not particularly smooth and steady on the highway. Its off-road abilities also exceeded expectations, but just remember that it still has limitations before you try to tackle the Rubicon Trail. The Bronco Sport interior boasts an attractive design and a plethora of popular features. The little Ute also has an impressive amount of space and several neat innovations. While its wheelbase is shorter than the Escape, the baby Bronco has an upright seating position and a decent amount of rear seat legroom. Likewise, its roofline rises in the rear, providing additional headroom and enough cargo volume to fit 2 mountain bikes. The cargo hold can also be outfitted with a slide-out table that doubles as a workspace, a 400-watt power inverter, and LED lights built into the inside of the rear gate that provides overhead lighting. The rear gate features a glass hatch and a built-in bottle opener. The Badlands model comes with washable, rubberized flooring and upholstery that is easy to clean, but the floor material looks unsightly. Another neat trick is the storage bin that's located under their back seats. Every Bronco Sport features an 8.0-inch touchscreen that supports Ford's Sync 3 software. Options include rubberized floors, 10-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound, and a cargo organizer system with a table that slides on a track. It comes standard with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it can be upgraded with SiriusXM satellite radio and a B&O audio system. In addition to touch-sensitive controls and voice commands, the infotainment interface can be operated with hard buttons as well as a volume and tuning knob. The air vents are high, straddling the shared 8-inch touchscreen, freeing up space for a handy shelf for a phone or something else small. There are also nifty touches like the rubberized, graspable adjustment prongs on those air vents, plus high-quality pieces like the spongy soft touch dash and sturdy goat modes dial. That would be go over any terrain, the Bronco term for off-road drive settings. Admittedly, there are cheaper plastics in the Bronco Sport than you'll find in other top-rated mid-compact SUVs, but at least Ford's use of color and fabric choices in certain trims makes up for it in some respects. Terrain Management System, TMS, with 7 GOAT modes. Adjust your drive mode to match the environment. The Ford Bronco Sport features 5 standard GOAT modes, goes over any type of terrain: sand, slippery, sport, eco and normal. The ever-capable Badlands model comes with 2 additional modes: normal, slippery, sport, eco, mud or ruts, sand, rock crawl, and else. The back seat's okay. The Sport loses 4.0 inches of rear leg room versus the similar Ford Escape, but still has 36.9 inches back there, which means 2 tall adults fit well. Thanks to its boxy design, the Bronco Sport's 41.7 inches of rear headroom is spacious for the class. There are 2 complete sets of latch connectors for the Bronco Sport's rear outboard seats and a tether anchor for the rear middle seat. The tether anchors could be confused for other hardware, and the lower anchors are set too deeply in the seats. Fuel economy and real-world MPG. The 3-cylinder Bronco Sport is rated at 25 mpg in the city and 28 mpg on the highway. Stepping up to the more powerful 4-cylinder version drops those figures to 21 mpg city and 26 highway. We ran one with the smaller engine on our 75 mph fuel economy route, which is part of our extensive testing regimen, and it returned an impressive 33 mpg highway. For more information about the Bronco Sport's fuel economy, visit the EPA's website. Cargo space checks in at 32.5 cubic feet, some 5.0 cubic feet less than an Escape. The math checks, since it's 8.6 inches shorter overall, too. But when the Bronco Sport's rear seats fold down and away, its cargo space measures about 65 cubic feet, roughly the same as the Ford Escape. That cargo hold offers up clever storage and packaging solutions. The interior's decked out with all kinds of shelves and bins, and the cargo floor can be dropped a few inches to host taller objects. To that, the Sport adds tie-downs, side pockets, carabiners, and a small storage bin tucked in the rear seat. Ford is pretty generous in terms of driver assist active safety content on the 2022 Bronco Sport. All trims include Ford's Copilot 360 suite. That means automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert are likely standard. Last year's Copilot 360 Assist Plus package added adaptive cruise control and evasive steering assist, and rain-sensing wipers were included on the Outer Banks trim and higher.